So Steam Next Fest just happened, and not gonna lie, bunch of bangers this year. So Steam Next Fest just happened, I played a bunch of demos, and I'm here to talk about what I played, if I liked them, why I liked them, why I didn't like them. So I got about, I don't know how many games I got, but I got a few, and we're gonna start with...
Knock, knock, motherfucker, it's the United States of America.
Twin stick shooting is back, baby. Oh yeah. Dude, this game, it came out of nowhere for me, and I love everything about it. The shooting is great, the parrying is satisfying, the shotgun spin is... More games need this. More games need this. Okay, they're like mini shotguns. What? See that spinny thing? Oh, that's cool as hell. Thankfully, this game is not style alone. While I am typically a fan of these edgier style games, they really need to strike a balance so they don't turn into cringe fests, and Kill Knight honestly does the balance very, very well. It's snappy, it's edgy, and 14-year-old me would eat this game up. The amount of skill expression this game allows you to do is insane. You got perfect reloads, you got RAVE abilities, you got parries, you got dodges, the whole buffet is here for you. It has a very, very easy entry level, but a very, very high skill ceiling. I am very curious to see how like the top gamers are gonna fucking play this game because it looks insanely cool. I am definitely gonna play more of this game once it comes out, and yeah, Kill Knight is... it's good. Get parries. Get parried. Get parries. I'm a god gamer. Angerfoot, Mullet Mad Jack, Super Hot, Hotline Miami. They all had a baby together. She was up here, right? Yep. Damn it, I can't reach you with this. Oh, that was sick! Holy crapperoli, brother. Okay, where do I begin with this? Yes, first of all, yes, I am going to play the hell out of this game as soon as it's out. Yes. So this game feels like an acid trip in the best way possible, right? It's like John Wick, but if Keanu Reeves literally took a tab of acid right before walking into that nightclub. Now, the demo does show you various levels, and they're divided into two distinct segments. You have the narrative, exposition style, here's a bunch of text on screen with good voice acting, and while that does get a little bit repetitive after a while, I do hope that once the game fully releases, it does offer a bit more variety on that front, and then obviously you have the gameplay levels, which is what we're here for, let's be honest, we're here for the pew-pew. Now, the gameplay is very tight, and it does have a few immersive sim elements. And you can even perch on the trees like you're the goddamn predator, man. Also, on the trailer for this game, someone mentioned that this was a lore-accurate Venom snake. And they're totally right. This game is going to be good. Megaloot. So this is a first-person style dungeon crawler, and to address the elephant in the room, it's really not for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of games like Legend of Grimrock and the recently released Cryptmaster, and I've even played games like Legends of Lore 1, 2, and 3. I am a fan of these styles of FPS, dungeon crawly, party-based type of games. I do enjoy them. But Unfortunately, the gameplay here didn't really do it for me. I found it generally unfulfilling and it lacked a lot of feedback for me, and I just didn't like it too much, unfortunately. If you enjoy it, great, more power to you, man. Now I am willing to give it another go once it's officially released and the devs put a bit more of cooking time under it. However, from what I've played here, I am not too sold on it. I will be keeping an eye on it and we'll see how it goes.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Okay, listen. If you are under the age of 35 and you've been to Newgrounds, do you remember a game called The Last Stand? Yeah, memory unlocked, right? Specifically The Last Stand Union City, the one where you like go from like neighborhood to neighborhood and you craft and you explore and you do all of these things. Yeah, I really like this one. This is an in-depth RPG with lots of choices and lots of different ways to accomplish your objectives. It is a 2D open world style game, and while the combat isn't the best thing ever, it's not bad per se, and honestly, the game is still a little bit ways off, so it could still work out pretty well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Everything else about the game I thoroughly enjoyed. Other than the combat. The combat is a little bit stiff, but honestly, everything else was exceptionally well done. Art direction was great, I really liked the characters I encountered so far, the narrative seems super interesting, I am very curious about all the different options and origins and backgrounds you can pick and how that all ties into the main narrative. I really like this game. Also, shout out to my man Pastel de Nata, bro. There's a fucking Pastel de Nata. Is that a motherfucking Pastel de Nata? Bro! Ah, Portugal! Look! It's a fucking Pastel de Nata, motherfucker!
Nice balls! Nice balls!
Do you wanna play a Souls-like? Okay, let me try to sell you a bit harder on this. There's a new Souls-like, but you play as an American.
Here you guys got oil that isn't under my possession.
I've been curious about Flintlock for a little bit, ever since it was announced. I do like Souls-like quite a bit, and I do hope that more studios come forward and put out games like Another Crab's Treasure, Lies of P, Neo, even Wulong to a certain extent was okay, because this is a genre that could really use more innovation, if that makes sense. Not to say the current games are bad, or that From Software doesn't innovate, quite the contrary, but one studio can only do so much, if that makes sense. From what I've played, the gameplay did seem pretty decent, the feedback was good, the enemies retaliated in a way that felt intuitive and not obtrusive in any way, shape or form. The one boss I fought was kind of a meme, and he kind of just did this, whatever this is. Can I parry the red attacks?
But what the hell, boy?
What is this boss? I'm just circling. I'm curious to see how this game is once it releases. I really hope it does have a bit more of cooking time in the oven because it needs a ton of polishing. I am curious to see how the god, creature, pet thing they showed off in the trailer ties into gameplay. I didn't play the demo far enough to get to that part, I only played a little bit to test out the combat and the overall flow of the game. And I am curious to see how it ends up being. It's a day one Game Pass release, so if you're interested at all in Flintlock, do give it a shot once it comes out on there next month. I don't want to offend anyone, but if you like this game, why? I found this entire game super cringe, and it's not because of the memes. Okay, I knew what I was in for. It's just how everything is presented in this game is just atrociously horribly done. The UI is just, what the hell is even going on around me right now? Okay, what is happening around me? I don't know. I don't understand. I thought this would be like Urban Rivals meet, you know, meme characters, and honestly, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. But bad UI, the million pop-ups, just left me feeling really bad, and I didn't like it at all. People seem to enjoy it, which I'm glad you do, but I'm still waiting on the spiritual successor to Urban Rivals, I'm not gonna lie, and it's not this one. So while I didn't like it, I still want to see how the game progresses, because I heard it's going to be a free-to-play game. I might be wrong on that, please do fact check me. And I don't know, man, it could still be okay if they make some of these things better. We'll see. I'm really meh on it, so we'll see. You know, we'll see. You want more Hades? Oh, here you go. Sworn. How can I talk about this game without mentioning the other one? Well, the direction and the overall design for this game are very good. The boon combos, the skill trees, the progression systems, everything seems very promising so far. The top-down combat is very nice, albeit I felt it was a tad slow for some reason. That might just be me being bad. But the direction and the overall design for this game are very good. So if you'd like to have a good top-down roguelike experience with snappy combat and you don't mind the very slight unpolished feeling that this game currently has, you're gonna like Sworn, and I have a feeling this game is gonna be a really good time on release, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So this game is kind of addicting, I'm not gonna lie. The developer actually showed up in chat while I was testing the previous aforementioned game, and he ended up linking me his project. It's called Crops, you can see it behind me, and I ended up really liking it. It is similar to games like Despot's Game and Mergent Blade, where it's an auto-battler where you form your own little army and then you watch them fight enemies and whatnot, and if you have a really good army composition, then you progress further. How this game makes it different is that you have this field screen where you have to actually mix and match the different crops you have, and if you place specific crops next to other specific crops, they can get bonuses and different buffs and etc. So this game does require a brain. You make combos, you go brrr, and if you don't go brrr, the game does brrr on you back. Alright? I will definitely be playing more of this once it comes out. It is a very simple game, but very addicting, and I cannot wait to play more. Actually, this one really took me by surprise. It's actually really, really cool. Yeah, I like it. Fuck. Theoretically, he would attack these two first, right? Right. So yeah, that works. Please kill him. Dude, no! Can I just say, this whole 2D to 3D trend is really cool and needs to keep going. We've had Darkest Dungeon 1 to 2, Risk of Rain 1 to 2, and now we have Wizard of Legend 1 to Wizard of Legend 2. The jump from 2D to 3D, when it's done well, is an insane upgrade to the overall art direction that the previous game had. Because you can just intensify the art direction, the sick lines, the cohesiveness of it in 3D becomes so much more palpable, and this game is a great example of that. It's more Wizard of Legend, but in 3D. That's it. If you liked Wizard of Legend 1, you're gonna like Wizard of Legend 2. There's not much to add there, I'm not gonna lie. The direction is great, the game feels snappy, the combat is good. Shout out to the animation and the VFX because they look so good. I will definitely be playing this on release. I don't have anything else to add. This was great. I mean, play it. Go play it. Go play Wizard of Legend. Is that Zeus? Alright, Peepsqueak. Stop doing that. I'm gonna kick your ass. Damn. I want you to remember Frozen Synapse. You remember that game now? Okay, great. Let's talk about this one. So this is Tactical Breach Wizards. Don't let the name fool you, this game actually has no wizards. So the premise is very interesting. It is technically a puzzle game that's all about planning your moves, seeing what your enemy is gonna do, and making effective turns each round. It's unique because you're always breaching somewhere, hence the name. Overall, honestly, I really enjoyed it. It didn't completely sell me yet, but I do want to play this once it's fully released because it does seem like it has a ton of potential. The premise is unique, the art direction is very nice, I actually really like how this game looks, and I really want to see what else it has in store because this is a type of game that doesn't come around too often, and every now and then they sometimes strike gold, so I'm really curious to see if Tactical Breach Wizards is that gold I've been looking for. We'll see. I will definitely be playing this on release though. Slay the Spire meets Dice Math. That's it? Oh, also, you're a frog. It has cards, it has choices, it has multiple maps with a boss at the end of each, you know, it's your classic roguelike experience. Where it differs is that you actually have to use your brain. You actually have to go 1, 2, higher you go, the more damage you do. See, that's kind of how it goes. But honestly, joking aside, this game might be good. This game might be great even. I will definitely be there on the release to give this one a shot because, I mean, there's not much else to add to it other than it's Slay the Spire with a different mechanic attached to it, and it's a mechanic that can work very well, and I can see the combo potential with the different effects and card combos you can do, and it seems like a ton of good fun, and I'm very interested to see if it's actually any good. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
ADHD community, rise up! Another banger just dropped! Another banger just dropped! This game is literally Viscera Cleanup Detail mixed with Power War Simulator, and you play as a goblin. Premise-wise, this game is kinda genius, I'm not gonna lie. So mechanics-wise, this game doesn't do anything too different than Viscera Cleanup Detail. You have the cleaning, you have the mimic chest that eats the body parts, you have telekinesis, you have mana and the powers associated with that. And while each map does have a little bit of a gimmick to it and whatnot, this type of game isn't really for me unless I'm playing it with friends and we're shooting the shit together, because playing this alone would be a giant no-no for me. However, if this is your type of game, this seems like a very solid entry in your library. I will definitely be playing it once it comes out if I have someone to play with. Mimics go nom, and yeah, the Goblin Cleanup. You clean up and you're a goblin. I didn't like it. The demo is very rough. This game had no feedback. It had no sense of progression. It was just very bare bones. Truly. The whole claw mechanic, I don't think is that good. And it seems like a pure gimmick and one that doesn't work. It's like the freaking 3D glasses back in 2009. They just give you a headache because they don't work the way they're supposed to. Okay, and this claw does not work the way it's supposed to. Look at this shit. How the fuck do you do this? Huh? Now, while I don't think the game is that good overall, I do hope it does get a bit of love, because I can see what the developers are going for with this title. I just don't think they're having the best execution yet. With a bit of time in the oven and a bit of oil and a bit of thyme, maybe they can cook something a bit more delicious. However, as it stands right now, I don't really think they have a chance unless they actually go back to the drawing board and reconsider a few of the mechanics they currently have. The UI needs a lot of love, and hopefully it does get a lot more polish and quality of life updates, because this game definitely needs them before they release, whenever that is. And if they do, I will be definitely happy to try this game once again and give it another go, absolutely. However, if that doesn't happen, I don't think this game is going to be for me, and I will be unfortunately skipping it altogether. If you think this would be up your alley though, by all means give the demo a shot, and if you like it, do support the devs. It is an indie game after all, and these indie games do deserve your support. It's just not for me, unfortunately, so RIP. Alright, I'm hyped as fuck for this game, okay? I'm so hyped for this game, okay? I loved Void Bastards. It is underrated, and this is more Void Bastards in a bigger scope. It just has a bigger map, it has more characters, you can now swap between them, the art style is insanely cool, it's stylish as fuck, the levels are quick, the animations are super charming, it's a boomer shooter with immersive sim elements and a roguelike DNA, and it all just fucking works so well, man. How the hell did you do this? I honestly have never seen such a mix mash of like genres and ideas, and it all works so well, and it's so cohesive too. If you can't tell, I'm really looking forward to Wild Bastards. I am really looking forward to exploring all of the features this game has to offer. It's been in the works for a pretty long time. The characters are super interesting, the combat was good. It feels wild, it feels funny, shooting feels good, enemies go blay, you go yippee. Seriously, play this game. It's stupid how good this game actually is. As soon as it clicks for you, you will know why I'm so hyped. Wild Bastards got me fucking wild. I would like to preface this by saying I don't really enjoy open world survival crafting games. So when I say that Once Human pleasantly surprised me, it actually did. So this game didn't have as much crafting and survival as I thought it was gonna have. You do still have your hunger bar, your thirst, you build your base and whatnot, but it's very mellow in comparison to a game like Enshrouded or Palworld or any of its other contemporaries. So this game is very much an open world looter shooter MMO-esque inspired survival. Dude, how many buzzwords is this game? Holy shit. Now the world is pretty compelling to explore. There's plenty of secrets, challenges, hidden collectibles and the like, and it's populated by enemies that look very unique. You have Balloon Boy over here, you have these dudes, you have these thingies, and honestly I really want more games to do this whole type of aesthetic where you're just literally fighting a Slender Man in the open streets of wherever this takes place. I actually don't know. I do have gripes with it, like the blueprint system is just, you have to like grab the same blueprint multiple times in order to unlock it, and that makes no sense because it just makes the game super grindy. And I've heard stories of people getting to max level and not even having half the blueprints in the game, and it's just like, how? The pals, whatever the hell these things are called, they're not really properly explained how you can take care of them and whatnot. There's some translation errors here and there, and the localization isn't 100% perfect, but these are all things that can be fixed over time. So will the game have any staying power? That's up in the air for now. However, we'll truly have to see and gauge how willing the devs are willing to listen and change their game based on users' feedback, because this game is really gonna depend on how well the first couple of seasons do. I will be there for season 1, definitely, but I don't know if I'm gonna be coming back to season 2 because I'm just not a huge fan of the whole like go back to zero, do everything over again. I don't really care much for that, but I'll do it once. I'll definitely do it once. And if Once Human turns out to just be that one season playthrough for me and I put in a few hundred hours into it and I enjoy it, that's a good game for me. I got my money's worth, even though it's a free-to-play game. Get what I mean? So yeah. Honey, wake up, another deck building roguelike just dropped. So Handmancers looks good. That's it. It mixes elements of Monster Train with Slay the Spire, but that's about all it does. I found the overall experience with this game rather lackluster. The animations didn't feel like they connected at all. The rock, paper, scissors system isn't really that great either. There's plenty of complaints about balancing and how the game explains its systems and yada yada yada. It definitely has potential. I like how it's in first person, that's quite different from the usual typical deck building roguelike game. And I like how you can upgrade your cards and etc and give them different effects. That's very unique and cool. It definitely has potential and I will definitely keep an eye out on it, but it definitely needs a ton of polish, and if it doesn't get that polish, it might just end up being a pass for me.
Another one.
This game is bad. It's a Souls-like set in a sci-fi setting, but unfortunately, it doesn't do anything right. The movement feels like you're on a cloud. The combat is worse than the other 39 unpolished Souls-like out there. And this writing, who wrote this?
Okay, Sabi told us that the first shard of my dad is somewhere in here.
The first shard of my dad?
Ourselves killed.
What the fuck? Excuse me? It's so bad. Graphically, the game looks fine. It's made in Unreal Engine, so I mean it has the same glossy, shiny look that all of these games end up having. But the environments look rather nice, especially this one right here, that looks okay. And, you know, that's it. Everything else was abysmal. And I honestly don't see this getting any better. It needs months of work, and they're releasing later this year. I am more than willing to see this car crash live, and I will be there on day one to play it if it ends up being as bad as the demo I just played. Yeah, still see it's bad, man. I don't know what you want me to tell you, it's bad. It's so bad. Oh, these enemies are fully operational, you think? Combat is so bad. Alright, that was Steel Seed. It's bad. Honey, wake up, another old school survival horror just dropped. So joining the reigns of Signalis, which I loved, and Crow Country, which I have yet to play, but I've heard very good things about, comes Hollowbody. If Silent Hill 2 Remake ends up sucking, we got this game to fill that void. The inspiration and atmosphere in this game are top tier. You can tell there's a lot of passion for this project. The eye in the menu, the red save screen, the janky yet red-filling combat. I love it. The most impressive thing is that this game was made by one person. Headwear Games, big props to you, man. Holy crap, this was good. The UI is nicely done, and I really liked how it flip-flopped between the static camera angles and the third-person view. Very, very good stuff. If you're itching for a classical survival horror, you don't want to wait for Silent Hill 2 Remake, Hollowbody is right up your body then. Darkwood in World War I. Need I say more? I only played a little bit because what I played was very promising. I really like where this game is going. So Conscript is a top-down survival horror game that's set in World War I, obviously. It is heavily inspired by the aforementioned Darkwood and Amnesia the Bunker. It's expansive in the sense that you'll have to be thorough in order to survive and smart with your resources, so you're never out of anything that you might need later. I really like the FMV style zoom-ins on some of the interactables, like this guy right here. It reminded me of that old Flash game Ex Mortis. Remember that and the jump scares? I really wanted to explore some dark themes and morality choices, and hopefully it amps up the gameplay a little bit, because I only fought like 2 or 3 dudes in the demo, and I really want more of that. I really want this game to be good, and I will be there day one to see how good it truly is. So this game is weird, but in a good way. Imagine Death Stranding and Frostpunk had a baby, and that baby merged into a narrative survival management game. So half of the game is this like exploration, gathering thing, where you're grabbing resources, marking locations, trying to figure out what each thing does what, etc. a la Subnautica, The Forest and other survival games. The other half is Fallout Shelter, or XCOM, with all of the bells and whistles you'd expect, like the modular expansions, the typical management variables, etc. The exploration part of this game needs a bit of polish, however, because these invisible walls get a bit annoying. In a game that has maps as big as this one, having these invisible walls and not letting you just drop down from ledges and such makes it a very annoying experience. Artistically wise, this game is insanely cool looking. The intro alone had a ton of style, and it immediately sold me over on whatever the hell this narrative is going to be. The really intriguing graphical effect they did that kind of shook me was the water static thing. Dude, I don't know how they accomplished this, but this effect is really cool. Dude, I've never seen anything like that, and it tickled my goopy goblin gamer brain, you know? Like, it looks wicked, man. I like it. So overall, The Alters is a game I'm very much looking forward to, because I want to see if this half exploration, half base management style of game can succeed, because it could be a really cool untapped market. Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video so the algorithm gods are merciful on me. The new video is gonna be on the Callisto Protocol. I got a lot of thoughts about that game. I just played it. It's gonna come out next week. New videos every week now, and I'm streaming 4 times a week. You can check my schedule if you go to my Twitch channel. I'm streaming right now, by the way. Go check out my Twitch channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I love you.